Hey guys, my name is Rodney Banta, otherwise Hey guys, my name is Rodney Banta, otherwise known as Rodnator, and this is your D&D channel. So I'm going to be giving you the bonus video that I've been promising since the first beginning of this week. So this is going to be my all-time favorite template that I've ever played, ever had, and I always encourage my players to have it. So this is not a lich, this is going to be the good guy parallel to a lich. So when Wizards made the lich, they realized that it's not everybody can become a lich. For one, you have to be a 12th caster level character. For two, you probably have to be evil, and three, you have to want to be an undead. It's a very evil ritual to do, so good characters are almost entirely barred from it. But this template, on the other hand, is an exceptionally good thing to do, so most evil characters are barred from it. It doesn't have a caster level requirement, but it does have feat requirements and such that are going to result in you having to be a good character. So it's the Saint. To jump right into the Saint, I'm going to describe the requirements to become one. The Saint first is an acquired template, meaning that you can pick this up mid-game without having to burn the level adjustment, whereas if you created one at character creation, you're probably going to have to deal with that level adjustment. The Saint is a level adjustment too, so I really recommend just waiting it out, getting your feats, and then just becoming one. Maybe pray to your deity and say, hey, I've done it, I'm a paragon, make me a Saint. So, I'll just go ahead and start. So to become a Saint, you must be of the good alignment. You must have 3 exalted feats from the Book of Exalted Deeds. Now these feats are not very difficult to pick up, and some of them are really strong. Ones I would usually recommend are Ancestral Relic, which is fantastic. Like Vow of Poverty, which that one you would have if you don't take Ancestral Relic because they don't work with each other. But Vow of Poverty is almost a template in its own with how strong it makes you. And then, I don't know, Sacred Vow, Nymph's Kiss, things like that. There's a lot of feats in here. But here we go. Final 3 readout that you should probably take if you're doing this. First, Sacred Vow. Fantastic feat. Gives you a couple of little benefits, but it opens up vows, which is just a fantastic tree where you can get things like Vow of Poverty. Secondly, Touch of the Golden Ice. It's literally like a Midas touch, but only on evil creatures. Any evil creature you touch must make a fortitude save or literally start freezing into a block of golden ice. So it's a very good shut you down evil guy. But if you bump into someone evil on the street, I mean, they're literally going to turn to gold. So, there's a give and take. But it does give you a literal natural poison that's fantastic. And then the third one I'm going to say is Ancestral Relic. Ancestral Relic allows you to enchant your own weapon, but it's only enchanted when you wield it. If somebody else picks up your Ancestral Relic, it's just garbage to them. It's a normal weapon. But when you pick that up, you get all these free enchantment levels for it, and the level limitation is going to be how high your character level is. So your final lineup is Nymph's Kiss, Ancestral Relic, and Touch of the Golden Ice. Now, so those are your 3 exalted feats I would recommend. Very good. You must never have lost the benefit of your exalted feats or your class abilities by committing an evil act, even if properly atoned. So you basically always have to have been a good guy. If you're a paladin, you never lost your paladin benefits. If you're a cleric, your god never turned you off, things like that. You must at all times behave in a way the DM considers exemplary of the exalted path described in this book. So there are several exalted paths in this book, but really all you have to do is don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie that much. You can probably lie every once in a while, but just for the most part, try to keep yourself in a general good standing. You don't have to be a paladin, you don't have to rule lawyers, other players, but just hold yourself to a higher standard. You must be at least 6th level, so that's half the requirement of a lich, and for the power that this is, it really should probably be limited to 6th level. And then you must make an extraordinary sacrifice, not necessarily his or her life, for the good of another. So jump in the way of that ogre that's about to kill your rogue, or give up all of your gold to a homeless person, or if you, like a good exalted feat tree they have in here is Nimbus of Light and Stigmata. Stigmata allows you to take the wounds out of other people and put them into yourself for con damage. That's a really good way to go ahead and get your requirement of sacrifice. A character who meets these criteria and achieves the pinnacle of sanctification can acquire the Saint template detailed in Chapter 8. Upon acquiring the template, usually after making their great sacrifice, the character sacrifices 2 levels of advancement in order to catch up with the artificially low level adjustment of this template. For instance, a 7th level character who becomes a Saint becomes the equivalent of a 9th level character, so they must accumulate 45,000 XP to acquire their next level. But after that, you've bought off that level adjustment and you level as normal from there. Alright, now back into the Saint template so we're not on our requirements. Size and type. The creature's type changes to outsider. The saint has the native subtype. Size is unchanged. So one of the downsides of the outsider type that you're not... the only downside of the outsider type, it's freaking amazing, is that because you're a native outsider, you don't get all the full base attack bonus, good fort reflex and will, you don't get all that. But outsider type is going to make you immune to things like charm person or any spell that targets a humanoid or a person or anything like that. You are completely immune to. Your armor class, this is probably one of the more broken things about it. Saint gets an insight bonus. That is not the same as a monk's bonus. Keep that in mind. They do stack 2 armor class equivalent to their wisdom modifier. So, like, that's just mind-boggling. So let's say you're playing a monk. You have a +4 or 5 wisdom, depending on the race you're coming in as. Now you have a +10 or a +8 to your armor class without any armor on. And being a monk, you wouldn't wear any anyway. But you could even do that, say, as a... I would say ninja, but I think ninja might just be non-lawful, so maybe if it's neutral good, but ninja might have to be non-good. I'd have to look into that. Another really good thing about Saint is they get holy power. The save DCs for any and all of the Saint's special attacks, including spells and spell-like abilities, supernatural and extraordinary abilities. So basically every save DC you have is increased by 2. That's really helpful if you're like a charmer, an enchanter, or things like that. It's going to be that much harder to overcome your spells. Supernatural ability right here. A saint's entire being is suffused with holy power, which likewise flows into any weapon you're wielding or any natural attacks you hit. You will deal an additional 1d6 points of holy damage against evil creatures and 1d8 against evil undead or outsiders. So you are the ultimate undead devil demon slayer. And on top of that, if they're not any of those, you still get a d6 holy damage just for free, which is really nice to have, especially if you are playing something that gets otherwise beneficial damage, such as Smite Evil or something. You also get spell-like abilities. At will, you get guidance, which is going to allow you to discern from your god whether this is a good or a bad action. Resistance, which is going to give you or allies a +1 to all your saving bonuses. Virtue, which gives somebody a temp HP. And Bless, which gives you and a couple of party members a bonus to hit based on your caster level. And a Saint's caster level is equal to its hit dice total, and the save DCs are charisma based. So what that does is that's going to mean that as you level up as a Saint, the save DCs, the difficulty to overcome these, and the benefits of these spells are all going to get better every time you level up. Special qualities. A Saint retains all of your normal special qualities and gains these listed below, as well as the outsider type. That's interesting. Maybe you do gain the benefits of the outsider type. It's a little wonky right there how they do that because you're native, but it says right there, gains those listed below as well as the outsider type. So the outsider type is going to change your base attack bonus to full base attack bonus. Your saves are going to be good, so +2, +2, +2, and you're going to recalculate that. Your hit points and your hit dice are always going to be at a minimum D10, so that's really helpful. You're also going to get proficiency with basically everything but tower shields and exotic weapons. So you get like fighter proficiency minus tower shield. Something else that's great, damage reduction. Saints gain damage reduction according to their hit dice. So I'm going to break this down. Levels 1 through 3, which you couldn't even acquire the template, nothing. Levels 4 through 7, DR5/magic, which is pretty good. It's about on par with a vampire. DR8 or level 8 through 11, DR5/evil. Now you're pretty much undamageable. Not that many things are going to do evil damage. Maybe if you are fighting demons and devils, they'll have something like that. But most things are not going to be able to get through that damage reduction. And finally, at level 12, you peak out with DR10/evil. So essentially, you are just completely immune to most damage, like at all. Like if you're ignoring 10 points of damage from a longsword that can only hit for 8, like it doesn't hurt you. You also get fast healing. Each round, a Saint heals damage equal to half of your hit dice to a maximum of 10 points. If the character already has fast healing, use the better value. So this doesn't stack with other things such as the feral creature template, but it is going to give you 1/2 your hit dice, which is fantastic because when you come in as a level 6 minimum, you're going to have fast healing 3, but by level 10, you'll have 5. By level 20, you'll have 10. So it's very helpful just to continuously heal every single round. Next, we have immunities. A Saint is immune to acid, cold, electricity. Those are 3 of the main damage types for enchanted items, so that's great. And petrification, so you can't be turned to stone either. You also have keen vision, so you gain low light vision and 60-foot dark vision. But here, I'm about to break down the most broken thing about this template. Protective aura, and this one's going to take a little bit more time to get into. As a free action, a saint can surround herself with a Nimbus of Light having a radius of 20 feet. So first off, a Nimbus of Light gives you a 20-foot torch, by the way. So if you're in a dark cave, allies can see you. Moving on, this acts as a double strength magic circle against evil and lesser globe of invulnerability, both as cast by a cleric whose level is equal to your hit dice. So I'm going to go ahead and break that down. Magic circle against evil is really good. Summoned evil creatures, so if that evil druid summons a fiendish direhawk, it can't hit you. It cannot pass through your magic circle against evil. And with this being a double strength, it's gonna block almost everything that's coming at you. Magic Circle against evil is also going to give you a +4 AC against evil creatures, but because it's double strength, it's going to be a +8 to your armor class against evil creatures. And this is a free action. You can just turn this on even on another opponent's turn. And then the Lesser Globe of Invulnerability is going to absorb spells up to 3rd level. So if somebody a wizard shoots a fireball at you, it's literally just absorbed. No spell resistance required. But that's going to run right into another benefit of the Saint, resistances. Saints have resistance fire 10, so that means that although you're not immune to fire damage, if somebody hits you with a flaming longsword for a bonus d6, that d6, the max 6, is not getting through your resistance to fire. If you're in a very hot environment such as hell that does a d6 fire damage every round, you're totally fine, no biggie. Saints also receive a +4 racial bonus on fortitude saves against poison, so it's going to be really hard to poison you. On top of having your good saves, you've got a +4 on that. You're not worried about a rogue with any poison as long as it has a save to it. Lastly, I should say, you get tongues. You can speak every single language at all times. A saint can speak with any creature that has a language as though using a tongue spell cast by a 14th level cleric. This ability is always active. So you can always talk to people. There's no unless they do not speak a language, such as a gelatinous cube, you can speak with them, so you don't have to worry about learning new languages ever again. Finally, we're going to get into the ability changes of the Saint. Saint gives you +2 to your Constitution score, +2 to your Wisdom score, and +4 to your Charisma. So what that's going to do is your Constitution score is just giving you more hit dice. It's that simple. But your Wisdom score going up by 2 is going to mean that Saint Wisdom to AC thing is 1 better. You get +1 AC from that. And then Charisma +4 is going to make all your save DCs +2 because they're Charisma-based saves. But anyway, guys, that was the Saint, my favorite and probably the most powerful template I use in my games. But anyway, guys, if you really like this video, please hit a like and hit that subscribe button and the bell. But one last plug, if you would, I'm going to have a link down below for the Your D&D channel main channel. Over there, you'll see live gameplay and things like that. We also have a cooking show that we do every once in a while. So I really think you'll like it if you go ahead and check it out. But anyway, guys, my name is Rodney. Have a nice day.